take advantage of the inherent investment opportunities that arise from integration. Invest in the largest market in Latin America, the Pacific Alliance. The Pacific Alliance, the power of integration. For Chile, Colombia, Mexico, and Peru, this mechanism is more than just a partnership between states with shared objectives. For these 4 Latin American countries, the Pacific Alliance represents the power of integration. The power to integrate their economies. The power to offer the best strategic location for business activity in the Americas. The power to position themselves as a platform with preferential access to global markets. The power to remove borders so that goods, services, capital, and people can circulate freely. The power to meet the challenges of the international economy with innovation, efficiency, and political will. Through the power of integration, the Pacific Alliance was born in 2011. An economic and development initiative that offers multiple competitive advantages that favor foreign investment in business. We have been becoming a more attractive business destination through the years. We are key players in the Latin American and Caribbean economy. Chile, Colombia, Mexico, and Peru have been the region's most competitive economies over the last few years, according to Doing Business. As such, the Alliance has exported a significant percentage of goods and services to the world in sectors such as agribusiness, manufacturing, mining, and services. The Pacific Alliance has a robust network of existing agreements that provide preferential access to over 80 countries. Furthermore, we are a leading destination for foreign direct investment from countries such as the United States, Canada, Spain, Germany, Italy, Japan, and China. The main sectors in which they invest are agribusiness, ICT services, energy, automotive, transportation and logistics, goods and services, and mining and oil. This allows us to hold an important position worldwide as leading recipients of foreign direct investment, representing a large percentage of investment in Latin America and the Caribbean. This generates competitive advantages for investments made in the Pacific Alliance countries. Tools to improve the predictability and clarity of regulations that apply to business owners and investors. One shared language and culture for doing business. Support to help business owners participate in improving the business climate in the region. The establishment of common investment standards. Robust network of trade agreements and agreements to avoid double taxation. The Pacific Alliance promotion agencies are committed to creating jobs, increasing foreign direct investment, and facilitating trade in the region. They promote business between the Pacific Alliance and the rest of the world. Support the growth of established businesses through investment and foreign trade. Provide assistance through the stages of setup, operation, and expansion of investments in each of the participating countries. Now is the time to set your sights on the Pacific Alliance and experience the power of integration. Why? Because it offers enormous possibilities, provides a new business dynamic, and allows you to take advantage of the inherent investment opportunities that arise from integration. Invest in the largest market in Latin America, the Pacific Alliance. The Pacific Alliance, the power of integration. For Chile, Colombia, Mexico, and Peru, this mechanism is more than just a partnership between states with shared objectives. For these 4 Latin American countries, the Pacific Alliance represents the power of integration. The power to integrate their economies. The power to offer the best strategic location for business activity in the Americas. The power to position themselves as a platform with preferential access to global markets. the power to remove borders so that goods, services, capital, and people can circulate freely. The power to meet the challenges of the international economy with innovation, efficiency, and political will. Through the power of integration, the Pacific Alliance was born in 2011. An economic and development initiative that offers multiple competitive advantages that favor foreign investment in business. We have been becoming a more attractive business destination through the years. We are key players in the Latin American and Caribbean economy. Chile, Colombia, Mexico, and Peru have been the region's most competitive economies over the last few years, according to Doing Business. As such, the Alliance has exported a significant percentage of goods and services to the world in sectors such as agribusiness, manufacturing, mining, and services. The Pacific Alliance has a robust network of existing agreements that provide preferential access to over 80 countries. Furthermore, we are a leading destination for foreign direct investment from countries such as the United States, Canada, Spain, Germany, Italy, Japan, and China. The main sectors in which they invest are agribusiness, ICT services, energy, automotive, transportation and logistics, goods and services, and mining and oil. This allows us to hold an important position worldwide as leading recipients of foreign direct investment, representing a large percentage of investment in Latin America and the Caribbean. This generates competitive advantages for investments made in the Pacific Alliance countries. Tools to improve the predictability and clarity of regulations that apply to business owners and investors. One shared language and culture for doing business. Support to help business owners participate in improving the business climate in the region. The establishment of common investment standards. Robust network of trade agreements and agreements to avoid double taxation. The Pacific Alliance promotion agencies are committed to creating jobs, increasing foreign direct investment, and facilitating trade in the region. They promote business between the Pacific Alliance and the rest of the world. Support the growth of established businesses through investment and foreign trade. Provide assistance through the stages of setup, operation, and expansion of investments in each of the participating countries. Now is the time to set your sights on the Pacific Alliance and experience the power of integration. Why? Because it offers enormous possibilities, provides a new business dynamic, and allows you to take advantage of the inherent investment opportunities that arise from integration. Invest in the largest market in Latin America, the Pacific Alliance. The Pacific Alliance, the power of integration. For Chile, Colombia, Mexico, and Peru, this mechanism is more than just a partnership between states with shared objectives. For these 4 Latin American countries, the Pacific Alliance represents the power of integration. The power to integrate their economies. The power to offer the best strategic location for business activity in the Americas. The power to position themselves as a platform with preferential access to global markets. The power to remove borders so that goods, services, capital, and people can circulate freely. The power to meet the challenges of the international economy with innovation, efficiency, and political will. Through the power of integration, the Pacific Alliance was born in 2011. An economic and development initiative that offers multiple competitive advantages that favor foreign investment in business. We have been becoming a more attractive business destination through the years. We are key players in the Latin American and Caribbean economy. Chile, Colombia, Mexico, and Peru have been the region's most competitive economies over the last few years, according to Doing Business. As such, The alliance has exported a significant percentage of goods and services to the world in sectors such as agribusiness, manufacturing, mining, and services. The Pacific Alliance has a robust network of existing agreements that provide preferential access to over 80 countries. Furthermore, we are a leading destination for foreign direct investment from countries such as the United States, Canada, Spain, Germany, Italy, Japan, and China. The main sectors in which they invest are agribusiness, ICT services, energy, automotive, transportation and logistics, goods and services, and mining and oil. This allows us to hold an important position worldwide as leading recipients of foreign direct investment, representing a large percentage of investment in Latin America and the Caribbean. This generates competitive advantages for investments made in the Pacific Alliance countries. Tools to improve the predictability and clarity of regulations that apply to business owners and investors. One shared language and culture for doing business. Support to help business owners participate in improving the business climate in the region. The establishment of common investment standards. Robust network of trade agreements and agreements to avoid double taxation. The Pacific Alliance promotion agencies are committed to creating jobs, increasing foreign direct investment, and facilitating trade in the region. They promote business between the Pacific Alliance and the rest of the world. Support the growth of established businesses through investment and foreign trade. Provide assistance through the stages of setup, operation, and expansion of investments in each of the participating countries. Now is the time to set your sights on the Pacific Alliance and experience the power of integration. Why? Because it offers enormous possibilities, provides a new business dynamic, and allows you to take advantage of the inherent investment opportunities that arise from integration. Invest in the largest market in Latin America, the Pacific Alliance. The Pacific Alliance, the power of integration. For Chile, Colombia, Mexico, and Peru, this mechanism is more than just a partnership between states with shared objectives. For these 4 Latin American countries, the Pacific Alliance represents the power of integration. The power to integrate their economies. The power to offer the best strategic location for business activity in the Americas. The power to position themselves as a platform with preferential access to global markets. The power to remove borders so that goods, services, capital, and people can circulate freely. The power to meet the challenges of the international economy with innovation, efficiency, and political will. Through the power of integration, the Pacific Alliance was born in 2011. An economic and development initiative that offers multiple competitive advantages that favor foreign investment in business. We have been becoming a more attractive business destination through the years. We are key players in the Latin American and Caribbean economy. Chile, Colombia, Mexico, and Peru have been the region's most competitive economies over the last few years, according to Doing Business. As such, the Alliance has exported a significant percentage
to the pitch sessions of the 9th Pacific Alliance LAB4 Entrepreneurship and Innovation Forum. My name is Camilo Zuna, and I will be your host today in this virtual event. It is an honor for ProColombia to lead the contemporary presidency of Colombia of the Alliance, the 9th version of the LAB4 Forum, which has become an ideal environment to contribute to the intra-regional economic recovery by generating opportunities for innovative technology-based entrepreneurs. During the pitch sessions, we will have the presence of more than 60 investors, venture capitalists, and investment funds from North America, Europe, United Arab Emirates, and Latin America, and 40 entrepreneurs from Colombia, Mexico, Peru, and Chile, from sectors such as Fintech, EdTech, Health Tech, Agri-Tech, Internet of Things, Artificial Intelligence, Blockchain, and Cybersecurity. To all of our entrepreneurs, all the success for today's event. Thank you very much. And now, just a quick reminder about the rules for today's session. Each entrepreneur will have 5 minutes to pitch their project. After those 5 minutes, there will be just 3 minutes for Q&A. During the pitch, in the chat box, all the investors can send us all your questions. We will select 3 questions to be answered in real time. Also, it is very important in the question you let us know the name of your investment firm and the city or country where you are located. That's very important. Also, equally important, a reminder to fill the investment intention form. There will be 30 seconds to answer our real-time interactive poll, so you can ask for more information about a specific project after the end of the event. When the 5 minutes of the pitch ends, you will hear a bell like this. So please, for all the entrepreneurs, be aware of your time. Thank you. So without further ado, let's get rumble. We welcome to our global virtual stage our first participant, Amparo Nalbarte from B89 from Peru. B89, it's the neobank of Latinos in the world, whose purpose is to create financial well-being without borders. So Amparo, welcome to the stage. Hope you're ready. You have 5 minutes in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Amparo Nalbarte. I'm co-founder of B89 and I'm in charge of investments and strategic alliance. So today I'm going to present B89, the neobank for Latin American people. So what's the problem? When I start university, when I finished university, I create my own startup. I had recurring incomes, so I wanted to get a credit card. I passed for several banks and I couldn't have my credit cards like since three years later. And that was so frustrating. Now that I have my second startup, I want to move to the United States because the headquarters are there. But if I'm going to do that, I need to start from zero in my financial information. No, so I need to start again. So that's a really problem for all the people that are Latinos. More than 60% of Latinos, they don't have access to a credit card, or even worse, they don't have a bank account. And if they immigrate to another country, they need to start from zero. So that's the reason why we create B89. It's the one-stop shop option for Latin American community. We offer them banking solution, payments, and cross-border money movement. B89 is more accessible because we have new risk models for our clients. We're cheaper than the competition, and we have multiple sources of identification, so people that have migrated can be clients of B89. And of course, we are more friendly because we are offering the Latin flavor to connect with the culture. We have the information that is from other countries. They don't start from zero. And we only have one application. That is the only application of B89, even of every part. I mean, it doesn't matter in which part of the world the person is, so they will have only one mobile app. So we started in Peru with a credit card last year in October. Now we have also the remittance distribution functionality that is working. And we have launched 1 month ago the credit builder that is for people that is not bank and is creating its financial records. In parallel, we are working to launch in the United States at the end of this year, in the last quarter, with a wallet. People can receive their payments or their checks, they can do payments, and of course they can send remittances to Peru or to other countries, and then have cross-border payments. The market is huge. There are 26 million Latin immigrants in the United States that are digital native. So that market is huge. They send around $30 billion in remittances to Mexico and $1.3 billion to remittances to Peru. That's our first markets. How we make money? We start with an interchange fee. Every time that a person uses our credit card, we receive, for being an issuer, around 2% of the transactions. Also, the interest rate that we charge for the credit card, it's 74 as an interest rate annually. We also charge around 1.75% per remittance fee of all the transactions. And in the future, we will have a subscription monthly fee that will be optional. Which is the actual status? Now, we started in October of last year, and now we have almost 12,000 clients in B89. We also start with a waiting list that have more than 130,000 potential users. We have collocated $2 million in credit lines, and the total amount of purchases that people have made is 2.5 million. That means that we have received in incomes $66,000. The team that is behind B89, it's really power. We have experience in traditional banks. We have experience in the private equity sector, in other startups working in technology. And well, in my case, my first startup, it was a fintech, and I selling that to the economic groups in the world. We are looking for $8 million for the team, the customer acquisition, and a little bit of technology. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amparo. That's very interesting. So let's see if we have any questions from the investors. Give it just a second to see if investors are encouraged to post your questions in the Q&A chat. Let me check real quick. Well, I do have a question for you. So what would you consider the major risks for your entrepreneurship?
The major risk, I think that when we start with credit cards, the risk is that people don't pay us. No, that's why we start first with a small group with a little bit of traditional information, but then we are growing that scope, because that happens with Nubank, for example. When they start, they lose a lot of money giving credit for people that didn't deserve or didn't pay. So we are taking care of that.
Thank you, Amparo, for answering that question. Now we will open up our 30-second poll so that our investors can fill out the intention form. Thank you. All right. That should do it. Thank you, Amparo, again for your presentation. Very interesting. So we'll move on now to our second speaker of the day, Carlo Lupertica from Digital Factoring from Peru. Digital Factoring is the first fintech to do non-recourse factoring in a 100% digital way in Peru. The startup by invoices, bills, and professional fees, receipts issued by small business entrepreneurs without the need of a credit evaluation. They only evaluate the company that has the obligation to pay, what represents a real financial inclusion. So Carlo, welcome to the world stage, and I hope you're ready in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, thank you very much, Camilo. I'm gonna share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. Okay, hello. First, thank you very much for the opportunity to present digital factoring. My name is Carlos Lupertica. I'm the head of marketing. And okay, let's start. Well, Latin entrepreneurs had access to finance, and one of the main reasons for business failure in Peru, 44% of the SMEs do not have access to the financial system. So what usually happens whenever an entrepreneur starts to work, starts to sell their products, and they start to get new clients, they need more working capital to continue working. So usually for that, they go to a traditional bank, for example, and they find out that they offer very expensive financial alternatives. They take a way long time to respond. And they also ask for formal guarantees and also for credit reports. And usually an entrepreneur that is starting, they don't count with this kind of requirements. So they don't have like the access to get the money that they need. So what do? We are the first fintech to do no-recourse factoring in a 100% digital way in Peru. We buy invoices issued by small businesses and entrepreneurs without the need of a credit evaluation. We only evaluate the company that has the obligation to pay, what represents a real financial inclusion. So our clients are the medium, small, and micro enterprises who are the suppliers of the big companies. We're talking about the top 6,000 companies in Peru that demonstrate a really good solidity and solvency. Now, getting a bit more further, non-recourse factoring. Usually a supplier, when they sell their products, they have to generate long-term invoices. We're talking about invoices of 30, 60, 90 days. And what we do is we buy the invoice. So we give them an advance payment. So instead of waiting those 30, 60, or 90 days, they have their money in less than 48 hours. Also, we don't evaluate them. We only evaluate the company who is going to pay to us. And there is no risk for the suppliers because we assume it. No? And also we are in charge of the collection. So with all of this, we're trying to say, entrepreneur, you focus on your business, you sell your product, and we're going to do the rest. Now, our factoring platform, we focus on 3 main aspects: registration and validation. All our processes 100% digital. Also on security, we do not publish any of the information of our customers, and payment. We try to accomplish our promise, that is to give them their money in less than 48 hours. Now, our attractive opportunity. Today, the total region volume of factoring is 148 billion, being Brazil, Mexico, and Chile, the top 3 countries with the biggest volume. So it's a really great opportunity. Now, we consider that we are in a really good privileged position because we count with 2 funds, one in dollars and the other one in soles. The fund in dollars is to attend the top 6,000 companies, which represent 70% of all of the invoices. And the fund in soles is to attend the top 3,000 companies, that is to attend approximately 30% of the invoices. However, other fintechs, they have to use funds from multiple investors, you know, that right now in Peru is in a still gray legal zone. Now, our roadmap, we started in the year 2017, as you know, factoring. Since then, we started to win many recognitions. Then in the year 2019, Grupo ACP joined us. And well, last year we rebranded as Digital Factoring with the purpose of offering new services and to expand our service to other countries in Latin America. Now, our team, It's under the leadership of Percy Agustin. He is our CEO. Today we are 36 employees, being 50% women and 50% men. Our other leaders are Laura Guevara. She is a Chief Financial Officer. Sofia Valenzuela, she is a CCO. Nestor Ojeda, he is a CTO of the company. I'm the CMO. And Eduardo Chavez, he is a CPO of the company. Now our attraction, well, 90.6 of our clients are based in Lima, more than 15,000 invoices financed so far, which represents $56 million. We grew 180% between 2017 and 2020, 0.02 of clients default, which is almost a 0%. And we exceeded our sales goal during the first trimester of this year in 15%. Our expected results, well, according to the SDGs, by 2025, the company will buy 114,000 invoices, which translates into a 59% increase in financial inclusion, focusing on 3: sustainable and inclusive economic growth, innovation, and sustainable development. Now, our expansion plans, according to our funding round, well, is to digital factoring seeking for 2.7 million in equity investment for 20% of the company. And with that, we want to use it for working capital, marketing, technology, our geographic expansion, and the long restructuring. The idea is to move to other markets, and we consider that Colombia is a really interesting market since it's moving towards a digital factoring friendly legislation. And also to offer new services. Today we have digital factoring. The idea is to have other brands like Digital Crowd and Digital Collection. With Digital Crowd is to offer other services like crowd factoring, crowd leasing, crowd lending. And with Digital Collection, offer the collection service in a 100% digital way. All of the services under a single engine using the cloud technology. So it's time to create our story, transforming the global fintech ecosystem. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carlo, for your presentation. So let's give the investors that are connected an opportunity to ask any of the questions that they may have at the moment. Let me see, just a few seconds before they may type a question. We encourage all the investors to use the option or the function of Q&A. All right. Not a problem. I do have a question, Carlo. Financial inclusion is definitely a trending business model for, in Latin America especially. So understanding that there's a lot of entrepreneurs coming up with solutions, what do you think are your competitive advantages of your solution versus the ones that are available in the market?
Yes, well, first, we count with a platform that makes all the process be in a 100% digital way. And also, the type of factoring that we offer is non-recourse factoring. So what we are trying to say to all the entrepreneurs is to tell them that they don't have to worry, because in case they don't pay, we're going to be in charge of it. They are not more in charge of that. So I think that's a really interesting solution for them, so that they can continue working and growing on their business.
Okay. Thank you, Carlo, again for the presentation. Now we give our investors 30 seconds to fill out the intention form that you will see on your screens. All right, then we're ready for our next presenter. Sully Sucho, welcome to our global stage from rebajatucuentas.com in Peru. This startup is the go-to place for home asset-backed loans in Latin America. They are a marketplace to connect borrowers and lenders for home asset-backed loans in Latin America. So Suli, all best. You ready? In 3, 2, 1, go.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Suli Siucho. I'm co-founder of rebajatucuentas.com. We are the go-to place for home loans in Latin America. We started in 2017 and we have already originated more than $60 million in home asset-backed loans. Let me tell you how we do this. Nowadays, it's a headache to have a personalized home loan proposal based on your financial situation and credit record. There's few lenders with high restrictions, zero or no technology, minimum or no technology for loan processing, zero convenience, extremely high interest rates, and all of this added to the fact that more than half of the population in emerging markets lack of financial knowledge. That's why we created rebajatucuentas.com. We deliver a world-class experience for getting a home loan. We can pre-qualify users in seconds using public and private data sources. We have an easy loan application. Users can upload their documents directly to our platform and they can connect their tax account to our system in order to have an automatic income verification. We have an integrated backend that allows our loan officers to process loans faster, and we have created a financial vehicle where we connect investors with borrowers in an efficient way using securitization strategies. This allows us to serve the underserved under a mitigated risk investment opportunity for debt investors. Let me explain you how we make money. Our borrowers can obtain a mortgage loan with the banks, or they can obtain a home equity loan through our SPV. Amongst our borrowers, we have two types of users: traditional ones that have a formal income statement and non-traditional ones that don't have a formal income statement. So when a traditional borrower applies for a mortgage loan or a mortgage refinancing loan, we work along with the bank in order to give the loan. Here, we charge an origination commission to the bank that goes between 0.4 and 1.85%, depending on the value of the loan that has been given and the country where we are originating the loan. In the case of non-traditional users that apply for a home equity loan, we give the loan through our SPV. Here, we charge an origination commission to the borrower that goes between 4 and 25%. The final percentage depends on the amount of the money that is being required. Here, we also gain from the interests paid by the borrowers. On average, the interest rate is of 18%. And we have the team to scale all of this business to all of Latin America. We have been working together for more than 10 years now. In our last company, we achieved $2 million in annual sales, which allowed us to have a successful exit. We have received investments from important venture funds like GAN Ventures, SeedStars, and 500 startups. Let me tell you some metrics about our business. Regarding our home equity loans, the 30 days late payment ratio is less than 4%. We have $1.65 million in assets under management. The loan-to-value ratio is less than 22% in our home equity loans. And in the case of the bank loans, we have partnerships with 19 banks in Peru and Mexico. We have originated last quarter more than $3.9 million. And this is how we've been growing. Our compounded quarterly growth rate has been of 41%. We are searching for a $2.5 million investment for loan financing, launching our own loans in Mexico, and marketing and technology. With this, we will be able to reach $20 million in assets under management. We will strengthen Mexico's operation, and we will achieve $5.6 million in annual run rate. Thank you.
Right on time, Suli. Thank you very much. Very interesting. Another great idea and business for financial inclusion for so many people that need it in Latin America. Very interesting. Let's see, we want to give the investors that are connected an opportunity to ask any questions. All right, let's see. Questions from the audience. Perfect. All right, so Sully, can you tell us a little bit about your PR strategy? How are you letting clients and people know about what you do and who you are?
Okay, actually, we haven't made still any PR strategies. We are taking care of every dollar we have in our fund. So what we are using is paid channels like Facebook ad, Google ads, and we have also a very strong organic traffic strategy. We have a very powerful content machine going around since we started. So this allows us not only to get users know about what we are doing, but also help users about many financial topics and tools that they need. So in this way, we are not only this place where you can get a home loan, we are also this place where you can learn how to manage your money. We gain the user's trust, and it is this way that we are continually reaching to more people and getting more customers.
Thank you, Sully. We do have a question from Andrea Araneda, and she's asking, can you detail a bit more on the risk side of the loans, default rates, etc.?
Okay. For the case of our home loans, which is, I imagine the question is regarding to, we have a very low default rate, which is, sorry, we haven't had default people not paying their loans until now. We only have late payment ratio. We have a really new portfolio. So right now, the default rate from last month was less than 2%. And we are working on giving every day a better risk evaluation for our users because of the pandemic situation. We also have a very low loan to value ratio, which is about 22%. So in the eventual case when a user doesn't get to pay their monthly installments for more than 2 months in a row, we can execute the mortgage, which is going to the market and sell them the property. And we here have a 22% loan to ratio value. So we are really covered here in the case that someone doesn't pay.
Thanks for answering those two questions, Sully. Now we're going to open up the floor for the 30-second poll. Please, if you investors, can you fill that out? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so after listening to Sully from rajatuscuentas.com from Peru, we are ready for our next presenter, Victor Morales from Alfie in Chile. So Alfie is a platform app for financial education inclusion that connects for free all people with the financial system, raising their financial health. So Victor, we are ready for you in 3, 2, 1, go.
Thank you very much. Hi, I'm Andrea Segura, CSO and co-founder of Alfie, and we are helping to create the new sustainable financial system. Thank you for the opportunity, and here is the pitch for Alfie. According to the latest OECD report, only in Latin America and the Caribbean, 70% of the population is financially literate. Sorry, 61% is excluded from the financial system, and according to the Gini coefficient, we are the most unequal region in the world. These serious problems, Alfie solves them. Alfie is a marketplace for financial products based on financial education. We connect people and financial products or services with a gamified financial education process. We create a new, fair, and reliable digital channel for users. We are pioneers in the use of new technology tools applied to financial education and inclusion, such as machine learning, fused with disruptive techniques such as gamification, serious game, and implementation of cognitive process of behavioral economics to adapt the platform to the profiles and the preference for each user and provide them with a personal experience, creating the perfect scenario based on real financial products. This is generating necessary engagement and presenting a product of agile understanding. All of this with accessibility technology. Through business intelligence, Alfie connect user to appropriate financial products offered by the company's partners according to the user needs. We transform financial users in the traditional market into sustainable financial clients for the future. That's why Alfie is free for the end user and always will be. Our business model is the private sector reward us for each financial product place or activate in our marketplace for users. This is the user data and conversion. We allocate more than $500,000. We have more than 120,000 of active users and a 9% activation rate. We have rural and urban users, and we have achieved gender parity in the use of the platform. We have an ecosystem approach, and we serve governments and market makers through academia, multilaterals, and development organization, while at the same time fostering competition between financial products and services. This giving public and private value in education and financial inclusion to generate macro data to make better policies and make better financial products too. Our differentiation factor is alliances with governments. We create a unique ecosystem that multiplies value between different types of stakeholders in Latin America, from governments to provide strategic allies. Alfie has created an ecosystem, and we are the first close an agreement with the government of Mexico with the concern saving 64 million people, promoting and encouraging retirement savings, with the Secretary of the Education serving 4 million young people, promoting financial education in public and private schools, in higher and higher secondary education, and in alliances for financial inclusion in Peru, serving 150,000 people in rural areas. We touch and connect people with its first financial product, giving the opportunity to receive a financial product for the first time. With global banks such as BBVA, with which we sign a strategic partnership, Alfie is an instrument to change the profile and insights of current clients, people, and companies. And with BCP Credifondo, Alfie is an instrument to bring closer the final millennial user with investment products and mutual funds. A little over a year after it was launched, we were selected within the 50 financial inclusion fintech companies in the world. We are a very strong global team specialized in finance, strategy, and technology, and we will launch the first live indicator of financial education correlated between Chile, Bolivia, and Colombia with the GFLEC and World Bank methodology. And we co-create our first financial product with Alfie Macrodata. Now young people will be able to help the economic reactivation of Mexican pymes. This is our financial evolution with all new models and implementation, the agreements with the public sector, and 3-year financial projection. We are here, a capital call for $1.5 million, financial education and inclusion, and consolidate operation in the Pacific Alliance. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrea. And sorry if I introduced you as Victor, but then it was Andrea, of course.
No problem. It's okay.
Thank you for your presentation. So let's see if the investors have any questions for you right now.
Thank you.
So give it a second.
Ok, ¿y algún otro por ahí?
Sí, pues tengo por la tarde,
microphone, please.
reunir con la de recursos humanos.
Thank you. very much. Andrea, so what motivated the beginning of the business? What actually motivated the founders to create the company?
Okay, this is an interesting question because at the start of the pitch, we will look this serious problem that 70% of the population in Latin America and the Caribbean is financially literate. This it's a very huge problem in our region, and we are still in time to provide families with the necessary weapons to face the difficult situation that is coming or we are living now. No, and financial education has a significant social impact on inclusion and literacy, which is gradually recognized as a fundamental condition of development, no? Impacting on poverty reduction by reducing vulnerability, mitigating the negative impact by reducing the volatility of cash flow for people, boost productivity, sales, and job creation. There are a lot of benefits to have a financial education. That's why the principal factor to do this solution.
Perfect. And have you had a chance to measure how big the market opportunity is and what you hope to get in market share?
Okay, we have we have validated a large and growing market. Generally, this problem is addressed with very technical and complex solution. So we have three verticals: sector, public, multilaterals to match to measure the impactor, and the three one is private sector. This is the model alpha that we can be closer for the user and for people in Latin America.
Okay, thank you, Andrea, for your presentation and participation in this pitch session. All the best.
Thank you. Bye.
So please, let's give the investors now a chance to fill out the intention form. Thank you. All right. So now we're ready for our fifth presenter of today's pitch session. We welcome Luis Barrios from Arcángeles in Mexico. Arcángeles is a crowdfunding platform where everyone can invest in companies that are in different stages of the growth, aiming to enable a new generation of investors to invest their savings in alternative assets that allow them to create exponential returns through a diversified portfolio of investments in companies or startups. So Luis, welcome to today's pitch session. We are ready for you in 3, 2, 1, go.
Thank you very much for having us here. I'll go straight away to what we're building. So we're becoming a financial powerhouse for a new generation of investors who want to invest differently. Why? Because financial planning and wealth management is broken around the world. Arcángeles is training and accelerating a new breed of investors. We are an integrated online investment ecosystem. So we have a full suite platform that combines training with access to top investment opportunities, basically in alternative assets. A suite, so all the investors that come in of their own wealth. We have integrated and automated our contracts and digital signatures to simplify and reduce the friction of investors when they when they select a company they would like to invest in a diversified portfolio. We help them with all the due diligence and deal structuring of each deal, and we create the SPV. So we create special purpose vehicles So we pull the capital from all the investors, all the public investors, into one single entity, and that single entity is the one that invests directly in the startup of alternative assets. This way, we simplify and we reduce the pain for startups whenever they're raising funds. So it's only one investor on their cap table. So it's a cleaner investment. So this is for anyone who wants to control their financial future. So it's time for people to take advantage of the new fintech laws around that, to understand what is happening in terms of their financial. They need to get a bit more to take control of it and to become independent. Become independent.
We were actually having issues listening to you, but now, if you keep your camera off, I think it will be better for the connection quality.
Perfect. So basically, people need to get a bit more control of their finance and understand how to do it. And traditional financial institutions have been created in a way to keep you the codependent of them, making you think that investments are complicated. And Camilo, can you hear me there?
We were actually, it was getting better, but then it began to kind of getting some interference.
Now,
go ahead, continue.
So basically, people getting to learn more from financial education can become more independent of traditional financial institutions and start to take control of their own wealth. So our history is in 2018, we validated the market interest among investors. In 2019 and 2020, we determined ourselves to integrate the right building blocks for our flywheel to spin and grow exponentially in the Latin region. We have almost 10,000 investors in our community. There's around 2,000 people in training, learning how to invest. We have invested in more than 55 companies and deployed capital to them, at the same time creating impact by mobilizing capital to younger entrepreneurs that are solving real problems of LATAM. We have walked quite a bit. We still have a long journey ahead. So we started in 2018. We've got recently regulated the Mexican fintech laws in order to crowdfund and be able to offer this kind of alternative assets accessible to the people. And then we can bring profit and really find wealth management for them so they can have access and the right to invest like a millionaire. We launched our first bullet, which is Arcángeles, which gives you access to deal flow, which in turn attracts more investors, brings more startups, increases transactions, more potential exits and returns to the people. Then so the more investors we have, the more capital deployed and the more founders we get. The more founders we have, more will become investors and the more capital will be deployed to better startups and improve the quality of life in the region. And that reduces the investment costs to everybody. Then we launched our education in mid-2020. And that is to sophisticate and accelerate investors. So by reducing information and symmetry, more loyalty and conversions, more word of mouth, we have more investors and more startups. So both together will create a financial cannonball for millions of people. And Arcángeles is building all tools necessary to define that wealth creation. We are finding investors before coming investors. It's $1 trillion market ripe for disruption. There's more than $1.7 trillion in assets under management in LATAM, and its projected growth of 10% year over year. There's $200 billion in Mexico alone controlled by incumbents, by traditional institutions offering low yield traditional assets. And the most important thing is that there's $26 trillion that is changing hands from baby boomers to younger and digital natives in Latin America. 95% of Latinos suffer from financial illiteracy. Consumers are desperate for better returns, and we are offering them better returns. We have a 32% IRR and 2.4 multiple of invested capital versus the traditional fixed income that you have access directly from your bank. And that's basically what you have access as a low income or a mid-class individual. So big financial institutions of the world don't really want you to be good at managing your money. Consumers are suffering an avalanche of unattended financial needs from traditional institutions. And it's a proven model in a growing industry. So we're a committed team working together for the past 3 years. We have investors and advisors with vast experience in global financial markets. And so we are accelerating a new breed of investors, raising 2 million to become a financial powerhouse, to reach 40,000 users, to reach 4,500 active investors, and offer a full suite of online courses and services in the next 14 months. Thank you very much. And sorry for the connection issues.
No problem. Thank you for the presentation. Quite interesting what you're offering. We seem to have, let's see, no. Okay, no, there are not questions at the moment. Let's see. Give me just a minute. Any questions from the investors that are connected? Okay, no problem. So Luis, why don't you tell us a little bit about the team? How big is the team, and what do you plan to do to, reach and achieve the scalability that you're looking for in terms of like how big you want the company to go, and how many people are you looking into growing?
Thanks, Camilo. So the team right now, we're a 10-member team. We've been resilient through the pandemic, through the COVID situation. Before we were around 20 people on the team, now we're 10, and we're building the team again with a recent past round that we raised, and now raising a bigger round in order to scale into different parts of the Latin region. We have access to top deal flow from the whole region, from Peru, Argentina, Colombia, Chile, Peru, Mexico, Brazil. So how we see is this is a huge market, and we see this as the next way of investing. So because crowdfunding gives you the opportunity to democratize that access to people to invest differently and have access to better yields and better opportunities to diversify in elite alternative assets, which were normally closed for high net worth individuals. So the companies, and when you see the trends around the world, many startups have been, I mean, now you can raise more than $5 million or $8 million in the US and Europe in this kind of platforms. And it's a new way of doing asset management. So Latin America is in need of a fresh offer of financial services that can offer you a different way to invest. So this could be a multi-billion, I mean, we are in a multi-billion, even $1 trillion market in terms of assets under management and liquid assets held by the people in bank accounts.
Great, thank you for answering that. We have a question from Eduardo Ramos. He's asking, in what stage of the startups do you invest?
We invest in pre-seed and seed stages at this point in time, and that is because of the critical mass that we have, the number of active investors that we have. We don't want to oversell ourselves, so we are not raising rounds for, and also we have certain limits of the regulation standards. So we are pushing to change that, and once we can change that and increase our active investors, then we will have more purchasing power, more investment power to bring in on an average deal, so we can fulfill a Series A round.
Great. Thank you, Luis. Now we are going to give our investors 30 seconds to fill out the intention form. Thank you very much. Okay, so now after listening to the presentation from Arcángeles, we are ready for Gaston Vega from Avanzo in Colombia. Inclusive, practical, safe, and fast platform for managing digital salary advance loans. collected through payroll, making cash or consumed disbursements in Avanzo's customized product portfolio. So Gaston, we are ready for you in 3, 2, 1, go. Your microphone is on mute, so please. Thank you.
There we go. Sorry for that. Pleasure to meet you all. My name is Gaston Vega. I was working and studying in Switzerland for more than 11 years. When I came back to Colombia, I had the possibility to be in charge of the ticketing system of Bogota with more than 10 million users and collecting more than $2 million per day. And for me, it was shocking when I was trying to establish a top-up network that there was no financial inclusion in Colombia. All the merchants used to have the money in little boxes. None of them really has access to credit. And for me, that was shocking because, as somebody mentioned before, this is creating huge discrepancies in our economies compared with developed economies. So I decided to do something. I decided to work in a lending platform, but I wanted to do it in a different way. I didn't want to have a traditional open lending platform. I decided to do it via payroll. So the difference here is the fact that because you're connected to the companies and to the payroll, and you are only working with the employees of these companies, it's very secure. So usually you will collect your money. My default is very low, and I can take the opportunity to lend money for more than 80% of the people applying for a credit with Avanzo. Now, you might say, okay, but why would I be interested as a company to promote this type of credits within my company? And the reason is very simple. An employee with stress, with financial stress, is an unproductive employee. And it's confirmed by a lot of HR companies that more than 20% of the productivity of the companies is lost because people is thinking about, where do I get money? If I go to a predator lender, an illegal lender, and he's asking the employee to go back to the company and quit the job because he will pay with the severance to these predator lenders, is an issue for the company because they will have a lot of rotation, or they have people which is probably having a lot of days off because they are trying to solve these issues with the banks, with these predator lenders. So you have a lot of rotation, you have a lot of vacancies at work, you have a lot of stress at work. So that's the reason why more than 70 companies in less than 2 years are working with us in order to solve this type of issues with their employees. And why we do it differently? Because first of all, we understood with analytics, why is the people asking for this money? So we are connecting in our platform the possibility to get a credit, not only for money, you can also buy products directly from us. Products which I get with high discounts from electronics, insurances, and motorcycles, and a lot of products they really need for making their job better, like communication with the boss, transportation to the company, a computer to be able to work from home office. So when I bring these products with good prices, with a very good credit scheme, which is usually going to be approved, then you improve life quality of the person, but also you increase productivity of the companies. And another difference is that we are also doing a lot of financial inclusion tools for the companies. So we have a lot of modules where people can learn about financial health. So we have the philosophy is not only about giving you the fish, but also teaching you how to fish. So we have a very good traction in less than 2 years. As I mentioned, more than 70,000 people in our database, more than 70 companies already working with us. And we have amazing unit economics. A person is asking a credit from Avanzo 7 times per year. This gives me a lifetime value per year per customer of $38. And my acquisition cost is only $13 because companies are looking for us very, very often in order to be connected with them. The default is very low because we go via payroll. So we are losing less than 1.1% of the credits. And we have disbursed in 2 years more than 60,000 credits. The number is now updated. And Well, just to finish, the market is huge. It's the same problematic all over Latin America. So we aim to reach at least 1 million persons within the next 2 to 3 years. And that's the reason why we're looking for an investment between $1 to $1.6 million in order to increase our teams in different areas like marketing, sales, technology, product operations, and if possible, start an expansion internationally process. Thank you very much.
Right on time. That second bell is the one that is the real finish line or finishing time for you. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
The investors have any questions for you right now? So Alejandro Weisman is asking, who funds the credits?
Great question. Right now, we have a few family offices who are expecting a very interesting return, but we are also having initial discussions with debt funds which are not only looking for equity, but also for credit lines for us.
Okay, thank you. That's clear enough. And we have a second question. Do you grant only personal loans or also you do business loans?
Right now, only personal loans. Only persons and only persons working for companies who already have a contract with Avanzo. So it's a very secure model. It's not like open for everybody. It has a little bit more work, of course, because you have to do a B2B relationship. But once you have it, the lifetime value of the customer is much higher than traditional platforms.
All right. So Gaston, let me ask you, how's the competition? You did mention this is something that is new, but then what kind of things have you seen in the competitive landscape?
Well, banks are there in payroll, but they only look for people with good credit scoring. And all my customers, like 90% of them, they have bad credit scoring. So banks are not really coming into this ecosystem. Then you have in some companies like the traditional funds, employee funds, but every time millennials are going away from that. They don't really want to save money because they are rotating so fast that they expect to be in 1 year in another company or even traveling. So what you see now are some companies trying to do salary advances, but I never wanted to go in that direction because I think salary advance is a short version of my model. You can only get money once you earn it. So what happens if you need money the day one? And what happens if you need money for a specific product I can provide you with my platform? So I think this is like a little bit more sophisticated way to present the salary advances, which are becoming very popular right now. But in general, people is going in these three different ways, but none of them is really capturing like the mass of the employees.
Great, thanks for answering, and thank you for such a wonderful presentation. So,
thank you so much.
You know, as usual, we're gonna have 30 seconds to fill out the intention form. Okay, now that we heard from Avanzo, we are ready for Diego Rice from Rices in Mexico. With 9 years in the market, Rices provides intelligent virtual assistant developed for business and personal use with artificial intelligence and machine learning. Quite interesting. So, Diego.
La puerta. Hello, how are you?
Yeah, good. You're right on time, man. So please go ahead, Diego.
Let me share my screen right now. All right. Hello, my name is Diego Rice. I'm the CEO of Rices. I founded this company 9 years ago, and we own a brand that is called SeguriKit. And we are raising capital for the SeguriKit 2.0 because right now we are a company dedicated to the development and implementation of devices and security for smart life. And right now we have more than 3,500 devices on the market. And we are looking forward to bring security to the people all around the world. Principally, we have right now offices in the US and Mexico. And right now, how we have a generic app, we have a generic cloud, and we don't own the data, and we don't make the analysis and suggestions for the customers. So right now, what we are looking forward is to give in smart life cybersecurity to the people, because if not, this could happen to the people. The people on the IP cameras can be hacked, can be your privacy can be vulnerable. So right now, what we're looking forward is to make that this could be better, could be in a better way. So what is our solution? Our solution is giving software and hardware for that be compatible with all the Internet of Things devices, can be compatible with like Google Home, with like Alexa, and this is the way that we as a user can be with any that the data won't be compromised. So we offer smart for smart home, for personal care, for smart businesses, and for industry. And the value-added services that Security 2.0 has is monitoring services, analytics clouds, customer experience, maintenance, management, and users. And what we have to do right now, if we develop it, it's a personalized app. We will own the owner of the devices will be owner of the data, and we can work with him to make analysis and suggestions to, for example, in energy, to reduce and improve the cost of the energy, and to have tracking of their families or have tracking of their businesses, among others. And we are raising 4 million USD. 1.1 will be for the development and implementation for the platform, 1.3 for the initial inventory, 0.25 for the prototype, 0.8 for operating expenses and marketing expenses, and 0.5 for the R&D. Security is our main concern. The security, for example, in Mexico, the trendings are growing each year. So, for example, in the security IT in Mexico for 2019 was growing was 18%. And the market on Americas is 78.3 billion and has a growth for 135 million in the for the 2025. And our strategy for commercialization is to sell in Mexico through retailers, through e-commerce, through distributors, and we will have different prices for the products. And normally, in the US, 25% of the people who buys a gadget hires value-added services, and in Mexico is 15%. So that's what how we will do it. And right now in Mexico, we have 175 points of sale. We have 8 distributors, and we are opening the market. We are in Texas, and we would like to have you in.
Great. Thank you, Diego, for that presentation. Very interesting and scary videos that you were actually sharing with the audience, but great solution. So let's see if we have any questions from the investors. All right. So I do want to ask you, Diego, in your business plan or your business solution, what are some of the major risks that you have identified through the years of the business?
The major risk is the advance and the moving of the technology, because you have to reinventing yourself and reinventing all the strategies, and you have to grow with the market, and you have to improve to make this happen in a good way, and then this risk can be minimized if you are keeping the research and development all the time.
Okay, so keep up with technology so your solution is up to speed.
Yes.
All right, thank you. We have a question from the audience. They say, or they're asking, could you talk a bit more about what you provide for smart businesses?
For example, let's see if we have a franchise of clothes like Sarah, right? Then you put CCTV inside the business, and then you can you use it for security. But this CCTV connects to the hub, and this hub has analytics to the cameras, and they can give you the hotspots for less. If you want to sell, you have inventory that doesn't move, you can sell it to this hotspot and this area. Then the people can look at more, and then maybe you can rotate a little bit more, and you can have different kind of solutions for this point of sale.
Okay, thank you. We do not have any more questions, so at this moment we're going to give that 30-second for the filling out the intention form. Thank you, Diego.
Thanks to you.
Okay. So after listening about Intelligent Virtual Assistant, we are ready for Ángela Carrasco from Innovación Digital in Peru. Innovación Digital provides solutions to improve productivity, quality, and safety for companies with complex operations through IoT technology. So Ángela, we are ready for you now in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, thank you. Good morning. I am Ángela Carrasco from ID4 or Innovación Digital. We are a company very focused on Internet of Things or IoT solutions for complex operations like manufacture, mining, logistics, retail, and others. But the quick question for us is, do we know what is happening right now at the operations? Do we know what is happening at the mine, at the ship, at the production line? The answer is no, because we don't have information. The things are not connected. There is no visibility of the operations. We have a lot of manual process and controls. There is no monitoring. And for sure, we have a lot of problems to improve worker safety. As a result of this, we are getting inefficiencies and low productivity. Here in ID4, we have a solution very focused on productivity, quality, and safety. We have two family products. One of these is Manufacture 4.0 and Location Intelligence, which is the point today. The components of location intelligence are people tracking, social distancing, asset tracking, and vehicle tracking. With location intelligence, we are able to perform the people tracking in order to know where the workers are and when. We can reduce the idle time, detect the unauthorized zones, perform traceability, and in order to allocate the real cost by activity. For social distancing, we have developed a wearable called tracker, and by using it, we can calculate the distance and alert the people when the social distance is being broken, establish the epidemiological fence and traceability for the prevention of COVID-19. We have already implemented this product in 2 unit operations here in Peru in a mine. For asset tracking, our main objective is track the use of the high value assets and provide a truthful traceability and prevent the losses in the daily activities. Regarding the vehicle tracking, the objective is very similar. We are looking for the downtimes and in order to contribute to the productivity of this mixed person vehicle labor. Our solution is based on different technologies like proximity control, digital twins, and other. We have an IoT platform and we can provide more details about this in another meeting if it's needed. Regarding the commercial part, we have signed different agreements with Guaira. We are part of Guaira. And we have signed also a contract with Telefónica del Perú and 4i. Our business model is based in a monthly rent, and also we have a quick setup at the beginning of the project. And here are the stars. This is our team, and we have a lot of experience in technology, process, projects, and other things. As part of our team, we also have young people like mathematics, business process specialists, system engineers, developers, and other professionals. Regarding the financial part, we are looking for $400,000. We need that to working capital, commercial and marketing, support and implementation team, and perform activities for tech development. Our total valuation post-money is around $4 million. We can provide also more details about this in a meeting with our CFO. As we say, if Tarzan talks with the animals, we can talk with the machines because we can connect them. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thanks, Angela. Very interesting.
Thank you.
If we have any questions from the investors. All right, so Angela, how was the intellectual property created? How do you manage the intellectual property today?
Sorry, could you repeat, please?
How was the intellectual property of your solutions created, and how do you manage it today?
Okay, well, we have different professionals in our team, and we have developed the solution based on the business use case in our countries like Peru, Colombia, and others. And also we have some detailed solution, technical detailed solution that we can provide information in a different with our CDO, but we have also proved them in different realities like the mining or manufacture.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's see if we have any questions. We do not have any more questions, Angela, so thank you very much. So right now it's a chance for everyone to fill out the intention form.
Thank you.
Okay, and then now we come down to our last presenter of the day, Cristobal Muñoz from SmartKey in Chile. SmartKey is a comprehensive security, automation, access, and communication system for condominiums and buildings, which intelligently centralizes through an application, access control, cameras, interphone alarm, and delivery system of a residential community. So Cristobal, we're ready for you in 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, I'm Cristobal, and I'm presenting SmartKey, that we're making gated communities and building smarter and safer. I want to talk to you about Tierra Buena. That is a common community condo here in Chile. We start working with them to improve their security, their process, and start gathering data of how they were working with gate openings, visit suppliers, and e-commerce purchase and parcels. So after a while working with them, we realized that they were trapped in low quality analog process control and disaggregated data. And to mention just the two more important, it's normally here that in LATAM that control of community access, they have a manual notebook registration method. And they don't have any traceability of events and match with real traffic, so it's not very secure. And for parcel deliveries, they have this table now due to COVID protocols in the hall to leave parcels and without any security, ending up in almost 1% of missing or mistakenly taken package per month. And this is very common for this service. An average condo has 1 concierge per chief, and to cover a 24/7 service, they need at least 4.5 chiefs per month. So if we put this in numbers, a normal unit or apartment spends like $40 in concierge, and in a SmartKey, we want to reduce up to 3 shifts per month, so making a huge saving in expenses, and adding, replacing the standard and low-value tasks, increasing security, communication, traceability, and charging a small fee per month. And Tierra Buena is not alone. This is a 3 billion problem in Latam per year. We have in the region like 8 million apartment and gated communities. And due to security concern is growing as the main housing solution. So our goal is to capture this saving and improve quality of this service. To do that, SmartKey is a smartphone-based security system that provides access control, video intercom, and smart lockers features in one app. So we can deliver cost savings to builders, increase value for real estate developers, and an extra layer of security and convenience for residents. So we are becoming the operating system for buildings and condos. We are part of everyday activity in the condo. We have all-in-one solution. And so we have unlocking doors, intercom call, share key invite for invites and parcel management, and we are adding more features in the future. We already achieved several early success. We have been in the market, officially in the market, like for 9 months now. We have 9 active gated communities, almost 5,000 users, and always hardware sales and fee monthly sales per month. So we have a SaaS revenue business model with long-term contract with our clients. The 9 clients we closed, we have an average of 4 years contract, and we are charging between $8 and $12 fee per unit per month. So, and in average, community spends invest like $10,000 in hardware investment. So we're aiming our clients are real estate developers, community administrators, and rental buildings. We have a very strong value proposition to them to give you more quality of the service and low cost. We offer valuable business opportunity. We have our own IoT technology. We have a very strong sticky customer with high switching costs. Once they have our system, it's very difficult then to change. And as we are making this whole ecosystem, it's very difficult to other competitors to get in. We have very healthy commercial indicators with a high long-term value of the client and relative small acquisition cost. And we're expecting to have 0 churn rate in the near future. So what we're doing, we launched this 2 years ago, and this year we launched officially the solution. We're aiming to end of this year to be on break even and start our internalization next year. So we're looking for smart money. We're looking for a strategic partner who want to invest. They have the network, they know who in the real estate market of each country, so we can lead a footprint of projects to make first implementation very quick, giving ownership and participation of each country operation. SmartKey is a spin-off of Charstein. It's a leading commercialization in Chile of access control, security, and communication. So we're back up here with a very good company and a very good team. Thanks.
Thank you, Cristobal. Quite interesting. So have you deployed this solution outside of Chile, or is it just in Chile?
No, right now it's just in Chile. As I said, we have been 9 months in the market, and our idea is to expand to other countries next year.
Great. Let's see if there are any questions on the Q&A box. Okay. And so what are your plans in terms of expansion with the money? And then what kind of research have you done in other countries in which you want to go?
We have doing some research in Colombia and Mexico. They have very similarities in needs of more security and how their communities works and how concierge works. And as we said, our company, we're back for a big company, so all our development is already in our pipeline. So our investors, what we're looking for a partner so we can get a very clear and quick soft landing in each country with a network of real estate developers or investor or real estate investor that can make us a quick development and quick implementation in those countries.
Okay, thanks, Cristobal. Very, very interesting. So now we're going to have the 30 seconds for the filling out the intention form. Thank you. Okay, so today we heard about neobank, non-recourse in factoring, home asset-backed loans, financial education, crowdfunding platform, advanced loans through payroll, intelligent virtual assistants, IoT for machine learning, and prop tech from SmartKey. Quite interesting presentations, and thank you very much all for participating, all of our entrepreneurs, and to all of our investors in North America, Europe, United Arab Emirates, and Latin America. Thank you for the time and commitment to this global virtual event. Your feedback is very valuable to us so we can improve and make better virtual events like this one in the near future. So thank you very much and see you soon. Bye.
The Pacific Alliance, the power of integration. For Chile, Colombia, Mexico, and Peru, this mechanism is more than just a partnership between states with shared objectives. For these 4 Latin American countries, the Pacific Alliance represents the power of integration. The power to integrate their economies. The power to offer the best strategic location for business activity in the Americas. The power to position themselves as a platform with preferential access to global markets. The power to remove borders so that goods, services, capital, and people can circulate freely. The power to meet the challenges of the international economy with innovation, efficiency, and political will. Through the power of integration, the Pacific Alliance was born in 2011, an economic and development initiative that offers multiple competitive advantages that favor foreign investment in business. We have been becoming a more attractive business destination through the years. We are key players in the Latin American and Caribbean economy. Chile, Colombia, Mexico, and Peru have been the region's most competitive economies over the last few years, according to Doing Business. As such, The alliance has exported a significant percentage of goods and services to the world in sectors such as agribusiness, manufacturing, mining, and services. The Pacific Alliance has a robust network of existing agreements that provide preferential access to over 80 countries. Furthermore, we are a leading destination for foreign direct investment from countries such as the United States, Canada, Spain, Germany, Italy, Japan, and China. The main sectors in which they invest are agribusiness, ICT services, energy, automotive, transportation and logistics, goods and services, and mining and oil. This allows us to hold an important position worldwide as leading recipients of foreign direct investment, representing a large percentage of investment in Latin America and the Caribbean. This generates competitive advantages for investments made in the Pacific Alliance countries. Tools to improve the predictability and clarity of regulations that apply to business owners and investors. One shared language and culture for doing business. Support to help business owners participate in improving the business climate in the region. The establishment of common investment standards. Robust network of trade agreements and agreements to avoid double taxation. The Pacific Alliance promotion agencies are committed to creating jobs, increasing foreign direct investment,